Hi, sixth graders. This is Mr. Uman here, wanting to walk you through the creation of your food review website. You've created your food review, you've created your poem, and now it's time to build out your website for it. Well, in order to build any web page, you need two languages. One is HTML and the other is CSS. Okay, so let's just talk really briefly about what those two languages are. HTML provides the content of your web page. So anything that you see, any text that you see on a web page was put there through HTML, okay? And it's coded a certain way. So you're gonna have an opening tag, which is these greater than and less than sign. You'll have an element, like in this case it's H1. Sometimes you'll see P for paragraph or H2 for a smaller heading. Once you have that opening tag, you have content. So in this case, this sentence right here is your content. And then when you code it, you end with a closing tag, which is, again, your greater and less than sign, the element that you were working with, in this case, H1. But the main difference is that you've got this forward slash there. So you've got an opening tag, the content, and a closing tag. That's what you're going to see in a few minutes when we start coding into HTML. Let's go to CSS. Now, HTML is boring because it's just black and white text, but CSS actually provides styles to your content. It changes the appearance of your HTML. So it provides color, it provides all sorts of different fonts, etc. And that's where web pages really become unique. Now, CSS is written in a different way. Again, you've got the same selector, so again, we were working with an H1. Now you'll have these squiggly brackets which appear right above your return key. You have an opening squiggly bracket and a closing squiggly bracket. That's what I call them, the professional name. And then inside you'll have the property and the value that you want to change. So in this case, we want to change the color of every H1 to orange. Okay, let's actually get into coding your web page. Just wanted to provide that brief background before we start. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go to Canvas and you'll need to go to Foodie website. Okay, so on Foodie website, it has the links that you'll need. It says first click this link to access the tutorial video, which is what you're watching right now. All right, let's open up this website editing requirements. On the website editing requirements, first of all, you'll want to open this up in Docs so that you can easily switch back and forth into it. In this case, it opened it up here in a web page. Let me actually get it to Doc. And these are all the requirements needed. So you're going to have a main page, and there are 10 changes, and it lists each one off. And if you want to import this into GoodNotes or something like that, so you can like check off the things that you've done, you can do that as well. Okay. Then you've got your poem, and you've got 6 changes that need to happen with your poem. Each change gives you the details of the change as well as like the line that of code that you need to adjust. Okay. All right. So let's start. It says first, remix the project and rename the file to your last name - food review. Okay. Let's go back into Canvas and let's get the file. The file is listed right here where it says website template. So I'm going to open up website template. And now I've got this right here. I'm going to, again, just make sure that I open it up in a fresh page here. And what it's going to do, it's going to take me to this site. And you'll notice down at the bottom, there's this gray bar that says View Code. So I'm going to click on View Code. And it's going to take me to code.org, where we're going to use the platform in order to make our web page. Now, it said to remix the project. And so when I click on Remix up at the top left, it asks me to log in. As you've always done, log in with Google. You're going to log into your LSOC account. And now it's going to take you to this page, which now belongs to you. Well, let's go ahead, and it's already remixed it for us. We want to rename it. Make sure, as we're starting to work, that you've got a keyboard, external keyboard that you're using. Get one from the makerspace, or make sure that you have one and that you're not trying to work with an on-screen keyboard. So it said to change it to your last name, food review. Okay, so I will put Smith food review, and I will save that. Okay, Step number 0 is complete. All right, now it says change step number 1, change the tab title of your food review, index.html line 14. Let's talk about what you have over here. So we're in this platform called WebLab, and we're building web pages. On the right side, you see the web page. In the middle, you see the code. And then on the left side, you see these different files. These are the files that store the web page. So this is for our food review. This is the poem web page. If I click back and forth between those, you see that changing. This is the CSS for the poem, what gives it the style. And this is the CSS for the food review. Okay. The other thing that you'll notice is within the code, you've got some like gray stuff here. Those are all just comments, so it's not going to appear on a web page. It's just helping you navigate the doc. So it says like, welcome to the food review, we will edit. Required change number 1, change the tab title of your food review. It should say your name, food review. This edit should take place on line 14. Okay, so everything in gray is basically just reminding you of the stuff that you have on your food review doc here, okay? So index.html line 14, change the tab title of your food review. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. Mr. O's food review, and again, I've got my external keyboard, Mr. Smith's food review, okay, or Jane's food review, or Kara's food review, or whatever, whoever it is. Now, it didn't change my web page because that title is for the title, the tab, so you're not going to see that, okay? Either way, I'm done with step number 1. Step number 2, change the title, index.html line 25. All right, this is where I'm going to start to see changes. I'm going to slide down on my doc. Sometimes it takes a little bit to click. Okay, so line 25, here is where I'm going to change. I'm going to leave these tags, my opening and closing tags. I don't want to mess with those. I'm just going to edit what's inside. So Mr. Smith's food review. And now you can see that my title has changed. Wait, I'm missing an S. Okay, there we go. Glitched for a second. All right, so now I got Mr. Smith's food review. I'm just going to go through the doc just like this and just finish all these. Okay, change your class name, index.html line 32. Miss Abaza may have given your class a name, or if she hasn't, you just call it whatever block you're a part of. So I'm going to get rid of this. G block, okay, or whatever your class name is. A couple years ago, it was Ugandan Knuckles. So there you go. Let's go to the next one. Step number 4, change your restaurant information. Okay, now I'm on 3 lines, index.html line 40, 41, and 42. All right, let's find that here. Line 40, 41, and 42. Okay, so I'm going to change my restaurant name. Oh, interesting. I've got this BR tag. That's a break tag. Let me just show you if I get rid of this BR, then my web page, everything appears on one line. But if I put in a BR, and there's no closing BR, it's just an opening BR tag, it moves everything to the next line. By the way, if you click this top right corner, you can see your web page more fully. I'm clicking these arrows right up here in order to make that happen. Okay, so I'm changing this information here according to whatever it is, Monday through Saturday. And again, my web page looks nice there. All right, let's go on. Okay, change the picture to a picture of the food being reviewed. Index.html lines 49 to 52. Okay, so right down here, and again, 49 to 52, I've got some code. I've got this tag right here, but then I've got this code, and when I click on it, I can see like it's referring to my picture, right? Like it's referring to this picture here. And so I need to replace that with a picture that I want, okay, for my web page. Well, right here, I'm going to click Add Image, this Add Image button. I'll click on it. And now it says Upload File. Well, I don't have any files yet, so let's go ahead and find a picture. So maybe find a picture of your the image of the food that you're going to have. Okay, skirt steak. Let's see if I click on images here. Okay, I like this picture right here. You're going to save that to your photos. Okay, let's go back to WebLab. And now when I click on add image, I'll upload a file from my photo library. And there it is right there. I'll click use. And now it says successfully uploaded. If the file is too big, it's going to say that it's not able to, so you got to get a different picture. I'll click the X. And now you'll notice that it does pop up over here. Now it's got this crazy long name, and if I click on it, I can see the picture. Here's some code, etc. I'm going to click rename, and I'm going to rename it. So you rename it whatever you want. I just don't want all those numbers. That's just kind of crazy. Click back on index.html. All right, I'm going to get rid of this code right here. So line 50 to 51, I'm going to get rid of that. Let's see. By the way, I'm clicking shift. So I'm holding down my shift key and clicking my arrow key and getting rid of it. All right, so now I've got just the space to write it and no picture is there. Let me get my picture here, or my code. So I'm going to copy this right here. And I'm going to click copy, or I could click Command C. I'm going to click copy there. I'll go back to my index.html into this page that I am, and I'm going to do Command V. And when I do Command V, voila, I've got a picture in there. Looks great. Okay. I want to make sure that, again, I leave these div tags right here. You don't want to mess with those. Leave those as is. And if you do accidentally delete it, well, then you just need to put it back. Okay. All right, let's keep going. All right, now it says delete the old food review paragraphs and copy and paste your food review paragraphs. Make sure you keep an opening paragraph tag and closing paragraph tag before and after the paragraphs of your poem. Here's what I'm referring to. When I go back to my poem here, oops, just enlarge there. There we go. If yours like gets to, you might have to pinch your screen to move that. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. Like, this is the old food review, and again, when I click on it, it shows you what I'm talking about. I want to delete all this stuff, so I'm going to select a word, and I'm going to hold the Shift key down and just keep clicking the arrow key up. That's why you need that separate keyboard. This, in between these paragraph tags, is where I'm going to put my texts. So I'm going to delete all this stuff here. And so I've got my opening paragraph and my closing paragraph tag. Okay, let me go to my doc. And so this is what you're going to do, is you're going to go to wherever your food review is written. I've got like a fake one right here. You're going to copy that over. Let's copy this. And now you're going to go back and paste it in here. Okay, so you're going to paste it in between your paragraph tags. So Command C copies, Command V paste. There it is, voila. Okay, I had two, so I'm going to put in another one right there. If you only have one, well, obviously you can get rid of the paragraph tags. So again, if you had only one, maybe you need to get rid of these paragraph tags, okay? But if you had more, you would add in more paragraph tags. And I would put in a closing paragraph tag. And now I can put in some stuff right in there. So again, depending on how many paragraphs of food review that you have. So in mine, I only have one. Okay, I am done with that step. Let's see where I'm at now. So food review. Done with step 6. Now step 7, change the food review rating around line 83. Okay, so when I go to line 83, it says around line 83. So that's required change number 7. Okay, here's the food review rating. It's actually on line 73, but that's because in my case, I ended up deleting some text. And so I had to, you know, it just shifted things around. So I'll just change this food review rating to whatever my food review rating was, 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, great. All right. And now what I also want to do is go to the overall recommendation around line 90. Okay, so again, okay, it's not here, around line 90. Oh, okay, here's the overall recommendation. Okay, change it to whatever you want. So in my case, I'm going to say something like, I highly recommend this. Okay. All right, 2 more steps for the main part of the review. Change the background color. Now I'm done with my HTML. I'm going to go to my style.css, line 16. Okay, so I'll go to style.css, line 16. Here we go. This is where I can change my color. So you'll notice like there's a yellow background there, and I can start typing in colors and it'll start popping up, and I can pick one that I want. You know, like there's a bunch of ways to do it, but watch what I could do also. If I click on it, there's this purple little, you know, like lightning bolt thing. If I click on that, I can get even more, like millions of colors. Okay, so from here, I'll pick one, right? So like I can pick any one of these, and I've got a different color. And you'll notice that when I click this little X right here, now it's not like a regular color, but it's put it in what's called hexadecimal. Okay, so I like that. Now when I go to the last step of my main page, line 26, change the color of my food review title. Okay, so I'll go to line 26. And now this one is changing that food review title. All right, I'll pick this. All right, looks great. There you go. I am done now with my main page. There's 6 changes in my poem that I have to make, which are pretty much the same thing as the food review. So let's go to line 15 now of my poem and change the tab title. Okay, so I'll go to my poem.html, line 15. Okay, so I'm going to change my poem, Mr. Smith's poem. And again, this doesn't show up on the web page because this is going to be on the tab that appears at the top. When I go to the next one, step number 12, or change number 12, line 28, here's where I change the title of my poem, line 28. I'll slide there. Okay, so this one is My Dear Sweet Food. Okay, I'll call this one Steak, Sweet Steak. Okay, because is steak really sweet? I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I will delete the old poem and copy and paste my new poem just like I did before with my food review. So I'll go down to my poem here. And again, this one has a bunch of break tags. And so I can either add those in or take those out. Okay, so I can copy and paste. And again, you just got to decide how many lines of steak, sweet steak. As long as yours, you'll notice like mine was shifted over and I'm just moving it here. It still appears correctly. It just looks nicer when it's coded like that. And so I love my sweet steak. And again, you'll notice that it's just all appearing on the same line because I don't have this break tag right here. So maybe I'll need a break tag in order to get that. Either way, you get the point. You're going to copy and paste your poem. 3 more changes here. Change the background color of my poem. Change the color of my poem title and the color of my text. So line 13. This time I'm going to be in poem.css. So make sure that you're clicked on the right thing. By the way, if your page glitches, just refresh it. And the other thing that you'll see is this refresh and save button right here, just to make yourself feel better. It should save. So poem.css. I'm going to change this background color to something that I like. There we go. Okay. Now what did it say? Line 22 to change the poem title. Okay, so I'll go to line 22, change the poem title. Okay. Something, there we go, that pops nicely. And last but not least, line 31, color of your text. Okay, so line 31. What's the color of my text? Oh wait, here we go. Line 31 down here. Okay, I don't necessarily want it to be totally just all white. Maybe I'll change it to a different color. There we go. Okay. All right. I have completed all 16 required changes. If you want additional optional changes, you will see the tutorial videos for those as well. If you are stuck on anything, let me know. Otherwise, the last final step here is to save. And now we got to share this. So I'm going to click, so my poem is done, my food review is done, and let's share it. I click the share button, and I'm going to copy this code. So I'm going to copy this link, I should say. Oops. So I'll copy that, and now where do I want to put it? Well, if you go back to Canvas, and if you click on Foodie website, you will see completed website list. You'll scroll to find your block and your name, and then you'll go ahead and paste Command V or however you want your website project right there. Okay. Once you're done with that, you are done. Again, let me know if you need any help.